I wonder where my class has gone.
I'm officially a college student!
The Pharmacy Podcast Network attended the 2018 Futures Summit at Nova Southeastern University on March 29th. What an amazing event. One of the most effective, interactive student events, pharmacy student interaction events that I've ever been to. The 2018 Futures Summit hosted over 50 companies and showcased some of the most strongest networks in Southeastern Florida through NSU's reach, exposing so many of those pharmacy students to true life opportunities with some of the sponsors that were in attendance, including Mediska, Profit Hunters, Green Spoon, Martyr, Benzer franchises. Benzer Pharmacy, incredible organization headquartered up in Tampa, Florida. RX Radio, my man, Dr. Richard Waith, doing a great job. Career Space RX, Walgreens, CVS Health, NPC Financial. Very excited to meet these organizations supporting NSU as well as the future of pharmacy. Hashtag Pharmacy Future Leaders is resurrecting. We're going to be coming for our third generation of that show. It's going to be hosted by Geily Ward, who is with NSU. Go Sharks. We're excited about Haley's participation. You'll hear from her on today's interview. And with that, here's the review of the NSU College of Pharmacy Futures Summit. Big shout out to Dr. Scott Kjelson for putting it together. My goodness, what work he did. Scott, you are the man.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast coverage of the NSU Futures RX. This is amazing. We're at Nova Southeastern University. We're on campus with a bunch of amazing pharmacy students. And who am I here with? Who's on the show with me now?
Geily Ward.
Geily Ward. So why in the world, out of all of the things that you could have done in careers, what is attracting you to the profession of pharmacist?
I love the fact that we can help people in a way that most people wouldn't think of. We're kind of in the background, sort of say, but we're affecting their everyday life. I worked a lot for retail and I got to experience that patient interaction, and most of the time they just wanted to come in and tell us about their lives and their families and how their disease states were affecting them in that way. So for me that was very important to be able to listen and apply my knowledge and help them in that way.
Haley, why did you choose to go to NSU with regards to all the schools that you went to?
One of the reasons was I wanted to stay local. I'm originally from Miami, so I wanted to stay in the area. But also I looked at the curriculum and all the stuff they had to offer. I actually go to the Palm Beach campus, so it was nice for me to be able to see my family and still have, a good reputable school to go to.
Okay, and then pharmacists are the second most trusted medical profession next to nurses.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that patients trust their pharmacist more than they trust a physician?
I think because pharmacists are more of the person next door, in a sense. That's simple. Where you know Mary, who's standing behind the counter, who knows your name, that you're going to see every month with your medications, probably knows your family members as well. So it's that connection, that relationship you build with your patients that's so important.
So we have problems like payment issues, we have adherence issues, we have new technologies like pharmacogenomics that are coming into play. When you graduate and you become a doctor of pharmacy, what do you want to do?
As of right now, I'm interested in the hospital setting, inpatient. Specifically, I would like to specialize in pediatrics. I think after I had my daughter, my world changed, and I find it so interesting that a person so small takes so much intricacy to treat. It's not like treating a person who can tell you their symptoms. You have to be a detective, kind of.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So there's an organization called Flavor RX.
Yes, I've heard of them.
I know these people, and Chris is amazing. He's their main guy that runs it. But they will customize medications for that. So they'll say to the baby that can't necessarily talk, give them little flavors. Here's banana, here's cherry, here's something. So
I love that. I love that. Such a great idea. Such a great idea. Yeah.
I am so excited about being here with NSU, and the students here are excited. That's the most exciting thing for me. I've been in pharmacy since 2004, and when I get around students, it gets me jazzed up about our industry today. Because it's like, hey, you guys are bringing fresh ideas to the table.
Absolutely.
What do you think from being kind of like the baby of the industry, but also being the fresh ideas of the industry? What's the biggest inhibitor to the world of pharmacy right now? What's the biggest obstacle to a pharmacist today?
I feel that people not knowing what pharmacy is, what a pharmacist does. I feel like the stigma that we have of the pour the medication, stick the label on, I feel like that hinders our ability to work more with patients. Our respect level, I feel like has to come up a little more. We have to give people the knowledge.
That makes sense. Haley, thank you so much for being on the Pharmacy Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, guys. Introduce yourself. What do we have on the
Hi. My name is Grace Garrett. I'm a P1 at NSU College of Pharmacy.
Hello, and I'm Dr. David Massapetro. I'm assistant professor of pharmaceutical sciences here in the Department of Pharmacy Practice, or at Pharmacy at NSU.
I get so excited when I come to these because I spend so much time talking with pharmacy owners, institutional pharmacies, specialty pharmacies. However, these people have been in the business a while. I really enjoy talking to student pharmacists, future pharmacy leaders, because of some of the ideas that you have. So tell me, what do you think is the most exciting thing about becoming a pharmacist today? And what do you want to do with your career as a pharmacist?
Wow. The most exciting thing, at least one of the most exciting things, would be just like the challenge of having to know all of my material, because ultimately I'm an expert, or I'm going to be an expert, a drug expert. So just that challenge of like trying to find all that information that's behind every single drug that people don't even think about, to help the patients and to diagnose them, or not even diagnose them, just treat them. I like that challenge. It's a rush, like, to try to find out, okay, this drug is very similar to this other one, but this one is better because of this little detail that people don't even know about, or just details like that. To me, that's just like very interesting. It's a rush. It's like a high, and it's just cool. So ultimately, I want to do as of now is be a clinical pharmacist, because I think that's what's gonna like make me want to wake up every day and just be a pharmacist, help people, help patients.
Now, have you ever thought of being a specialist in a specific disease state?
I have not. I have considered it, because I know I would have to get to that point at some point. But I'm just like keeping my doors open, my mind open.
Dave, how long have you been teaching?
So I've been teaching here for about almost 4 years now. I know from follow-up to your question that you just asked, I think that what's interesting right now, I think in pharmacy, what's exciting is that when I kind of came out of pharmacy school, mostly everybody had three choices. You either went into a community retail sort of a setting, you went into a hospital setting, where some people were lucky and they got into these interesting environments like industry or something like that. Whereas now, I think you see a lot more options. You see a lot more options that people are using with their pharmacy degree. There's a much bigger, I think, entrepreneurial spirit now, where people are engaging into practices and ideas that would have been, I think, unheard of or even unseen just even 5 to 10 years ago. That now you see people breaking into those environments and actually doing really well. So I think pharmacy degree really gave them a nice stepping stone to do that.
So, in the aspect of technology, something that fascinates me, and I'm not a pharmacist at all, is pharmacogenomics, the study of how a drug will affect somebody based on their DNA. But what other things excite you from a technology perspective? What have you seen happen in technology and pharmacy that you think is pretty cool?
Well, we just learned about a dispensing system or a dispensing machine. Well, I just learned about it. It was the first time that I heard about it. I think I saw a machine that does that at the APHA annual meeting recently. And it's just interesting to see how well a machine can do what a human being can do.
Is it multi-dosing?
It's just about preparing the medication, preparing IVs was actually what they were talking about earlier. And how do you just scan a barcode? And the pharmacist doesn't even have to be there to check, okay, this was done correctly, because you just scan barcodes, the technician scanned barcodes, and he just took pictures of everything just to report back to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist can say, okay, this was done correctly, so I didn't even have to do that. I can just focus on the more challenging things of my job.
Dave, what about you in technology? What have you seen from the time that you graduated yourself to today? What excites you?
I think when I graduated, it was a big emphasis on you will not be, counting anything on a counting tray, and I think that everybody was pushing that. But now, not only do I see that, but I really see a lot more in terms of two things, which is more application-based things for healthcare. In other words, you're tracking patients and tracking use by using more mobile technologies and other types of equipment like that, as well as now we're starting to see things like telepharmacy, remote things that are getting more engagement now than ever seen before. I used to always hear that there would be, those ATM sort of a kiosk situation that would be set up, and I never really seen that when I graduated pharmacy school, but now I'm starting to see finally those applications kind of being used in real life. Slowly, but they are moving in there. I think even in hospitals too, we see a little bit more use of robotics and technology, especially in terms of sterile product preparation and also for hazardous drug compounding. We see that a lot too. So I've seen that verification steps now using a lot of that technology.
I've heard about the ATM machines. They haven't really taken hold yet. Lots of fear from some of the older pharmacists say, oh, this is going to take away a job. But what I think it's going to do is it's going to position a pharmacist to be much more clinical and much more hands-on with the therapy ongoing. And you'll see less drug adherence issues because there'll be more hands-on, more medication therapy management, more drug-to-drug comorbidity situations where you have multiple disease states and you're really checking out the flow and you're more consultative with the physician. So technology to me means that there's going to be accuracy all the time, and then, or at least we hope, and then also the fact that pharmacists gets to be more hands-on because you're not doing some of those things that a pharmacist had to do 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. You have that, like you said, increased accuracy, increased efficiency too, which helps out. I think by having those technologies, and I also think that if we have that mindset where we kind of seem to tend to ignore it, like, oh, it's not going to really happen, and nobody really says, you know what, it's probably going to happen no matter what. If you look at what our daily lives are, we go to the supermarket and now we check our own selves out. We go to the airport, we check our own selves in. People are going to eventually start to have that mindset, and as the younger generation moves up, they're going to start doing that. So I think if we embrace that effectively and we utilize that to our advantage, like you're saying, I think we can make a bigger difference on that and not have it be such a negative attribute associated with jobs.
So as a pharmacy student, you had a choice to go to multiple different universities. Why did you choose NSU?
Mainly because of location. I also, when I came, I saw the campus. I fell in love. I fell in love with faculty and the people. I've actually talked to other people about the people in NSU. They just want to help you. They want to help students. And to me, that was new. I didn't have that before. It was so pro-student, pro everyone that wants to come here, and I saw that genuinely they did want to help me, and they were so helpful. So that I just fell in love with that, actually, the people. Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for being on the program, and I'm excited to be part of NSU's future RX Summit, and I hope to be here next year.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Scott Kjelson, Dr. Kjelson. Thanks so much for putting together the Futures Summit, NSU College of Pharmacy. We will be back next year. Be on the lookout for Pharmacy Podcast Network at the Assembia Conference, Specialty Pharmacy Conference, coming this weekend, April 30th through May 2nd. Also, if you're a pharmacy student in the state of Florida, The American Pharmacy Purchasing Alliance is coming to Orlando, June 8th. Big conference, independent pharmacy, community pharmacy, technology leaders. Pharmacy Podcast Network will be there. Look out for us. Tune in to Pharmacy Future Leaders coming soon with your host, Geily Ward. Share the shows, make new friends, hashtag Pharmacy Future Leaders. Follow at Pharmacy Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you soon.